MSNBC's main morning newsman and host of President Biden's favorite news show, Joe Scarborough, is pushing filthy genocide denial. The former Republican congressman turned liberal media darling tweeted some propaganda from the Jerusalem Post alleging that the United Nations drastically reduced casualty estimates of women and children in Gaza. Joe claimed, quote, UN halves estimates of women and children killed in Gaza. Apparently, the Hamas figures repeatedly cited are false. Fox News ran with a similar headline. Now, this all stems from the fact that the Jerusalem Post article misinterpreted, perhaps intentionally, a decision by the UN to revise casualty numbers out of Gaza by only counting victims that had been fully identified. That lowered the previously reported toll of 9,500 women and over 14,500 children dead, down to a still staggering 4,959 women and 7,797 children dead, as though that's somehow exonerating to Israel defenders. Now, that doesn't mean that the UN have the death toll for women and children. It's just now going to wait for full identification, which takes time in a place that is under constant aerial bombardment that has collapsed civil services. And it also doesn't mean that the UN thinks, as Morning Joe claimed, that Hamas figures are false. In fact, the UN directly addressed this at a press briefing on Monday.
It's not quite the case, no. What I can tell you is this. The overall number of fatalities that's been tallied by the Ministry of Health in Gaza, which is our counterpart on dealing with the death tolls, that number remains unchanged, and it's at more than 35,000 people since October 7th. What's changed is the Ministry of Health in Gaza has updated the breakdown of fatalities for whom full details have been documented. And the Ministry of Health says that the documentation process of fully identifying details of the casualties is ongoing. Meanwhile, as you can see if you do the math, that there's about another 10,000 plus bodies who still have to be fully identified. And so then the details of those, which of those are children, which of those are women, that will be reestablished once the full identification process is complete.
And do you have any reason to believe that the Ministry of Health numbers are incorrect based on the years that the UN has worked with the Ministry of Health of Gaza?
Unfortunately, we have the sad experience of coordinating with the Ministry of Health on casualty figures every few years for large mass casualty incidents in Gaza. And in past times, their figures have proven to be generally accurate.
Well, that settles that. And if Joe Scarborough had any self-respect, he'd delete that lying-ass tweet. Or at least ask an intern to do it. For more information on how this may have happened, Google Joe Scarborough intern. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. Also, if you want to see Means Morning News in its complete form, not just the clips we post here, head on over to Means TV and get access to all our new episodes and our entire backlog, plus tons of other great movies and original TV shows.